Nature doesn't always follow the rules. From bleeding glaciers to walking rocks, here are 10 geological features that simply shouldn't exist. Located at the junction of three tectonic plates, the Danakil Depression is often called the cruelest place on Earth. As the Earth's crust pulls apart, it creates a landscape that looks more like a moon of Jupiter than Africa. You'll find neon yellow sulfur springs, bubbling pools of acid, and massive plains of salt. It's one of the hottest and lowest points on the planet, where the air is thick with toxic fumes and the ground is constantly shifting. It is a geological nightmare that thrives in its own chaotic beauty. Lake Natron is perhaps the most metal place on Earth. The water is so alkaline with a pH as high as 10.5 that it can burn the skin and eyes of animals not adapted to it. But its most eerie feature is its ability to petrify wildlife. The high concentration of sodium carbonate acts like a preservative. Birds and bats that die in the water are calcified into haunting, statue-like mummies that wash up on the shore. It's a literal lake of salt that turns the living into stone. On the island of Bohol, there are over 1,200 perfectly symmetrical, cone-shaped hills spread across 50 square miles. During the rainy season, they're lush and green, but in the dry season, the grass turns a deep brown, making them look like giant Hershey's Kisses. Geologists believe they are the result of marine limestone being eroded over millions of years, but their uniform shape is so consistent that many still believe they are an intentional prehistoric landscape design. Hidden nearly 1,000 feet below the surface in Naica, Mexico, is a cavern that looks like a fortress from another planet. The Cave of Crystals contains massive selenite beams, some reaching 36 feet in length and weighing over 50 tons. But don't plan a vacation here. The cave is a death trap. With temperatures reaching 58 degrees Celsius and nearly 100% humidity, a human can only survive for a few minutes without specialized equipment. It is a beautiful crystalline oven. In southwestern Turkey, there is a mountain that looks like it's made of pure snow and frozen waterfalls, even in the middle of a scorching summer. Known as the Cotton Castle, Pamukkale is made of travertine, a form of limestone deposited by thermal springs. For millennia, calcium-rich water has cascaded down the hillside, forming brilliant white terraces and turquoise pools. It looks like a winter wonderland, but the water is actually a steaming 35 degrees Celsius. In the middle of the frozen McMurdo Dry Valleys, a 5-story waterfall appears to be gushing literal blood into a frozen lake. This gruesome sight isn't actually blood, of course. Beneath the Taylor Glacier lies a subterranean lake trapped for 2 million years. This water is incredibly salty and packed with iron. When the brine finally seeps through the ice and hits the air, the iron oxidizes or rusts instantly, turning the water a deep, terrifying crimson. If you didn't know better, you'd swear the Giant's Causeway was a man-made or giant-made project. It consists of 40,000 interlocking basalt columns, most of which are perfect hexagons. Local folklore tells the story of the giant Finn McCool building the bridge to reach Scotland. In reality, it was formed by highly fluid molten basalt that cooled so rapidly it contracted into these bizarre geometric patterns. It's a rare moment where geology looks more like architecture. Deep in Death Valley, there's a dry lakebed where massive boulders, some weighing over 700 pounds, slowly slide across the mud, leaving long winding trails behind them. For nearly a century, no one ever saw them move. This led to wild theories about magnetic anomalies and even paranormal activity. It wasn't until 2014 that scientists finally solved the mystery. A rare combination of thin window pane ice and light winds creates a perfect slip and slide, allowing the rocks to sail across the desert floor. Most mountains come to a peak, but Mount Roraima is a massive flat-topped fortress in the clouds. Straddling the borders of Venezuela, Brazil, and Guyana, it's surrounded by sheer cliffs that drop 1,300 feet straight down. These tepuis are some of the oldest geological formations on the planet, nearly 2 billion years old. Because the plateau is so isolated, it's evolved its own unique ecosystem. It's so surreal, it actually served as the primary inspiration for the Lost World. If you were looking at Earth from the International Space Station, one of the first things you'd notice in the middle of the Sahara Desert is a massive blue bullseye. This is the Richat structure. Stretching 30 miles across, these perfectly concentric rings look like a massive impact crater, but there's no space rock to blame. For decades, theorists even suggested this might be the lost city of Atlantis due to its circular layout. Today, geologists believe it's a deeply eroded dome of rock that pushed upward millions of years ago, but the sheer mathematical symmetry of the rings continues to baffle experts. Which of these places would you be brave enough to visit? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Greats List for more incredible countdowns. We'll see you in the next one.